people of the prairies had a deep appreciation for the teepee. Secure, mobile, and comfortable, it was looked upon as a good mother who sheltered and protected her children. Today, for us to be able to work with a teepee is to understand and respect its cultural significance. Fortunately, we have knowledge keepers who have shared their traditional TIPI teachings with us. Daryle Mills comes from the Cree Nation of Fort Chipewyan, Alberta. Part of Daryle's traditional name actually comes from the teepee.
Part of my name, Tipiskalpisimwiki Musqua, is part of my name, which is actually the teepee.
Elder Al Larson's Metis grandmother shared her culture with him. He learned to set up the traditional teepee through family and friends.
My grandmother was a nice lady, a little short lady, and she liked picking berries, and when I was really small, I'd just go with a bucket and go pick berries with her. That's something all the people do.
I mean, it's in your blood who you are, and even though my grandma married an Englishman who was Northwest Mounted Police, she kept her traditions in the house, spoke Michif in the house.
Before the setup of the teepee begins, it is important to have a blessing and a prayer for the people.
So when you think about that teepee, when it goes up there, you see those smoke flaps go around like that. That's like the blanket of the grandmother, going around that teepee. It really is replicated after women. Women are the source for everything that we have. They give life, they give nurturing and protection to their children, and the teepee is the same thing. It's a replication of your own grandmother. So you treat it with respect and kindness, you use it in a good way. At one time the teepee was only the women's. Men never owned a teepee. We didn't own anything. We're lucky if we had this here, maybe our bow and arrow, and that's it. The lodge was always owned by the mother and the families, so she could take care of the children. As men, our only role is to protect women and to take care of them and provide for our children and our elders. That's our only real job as men, is to make sure that they're taken care of and safe so they can live and grow and raise those children. And our job is to just be good at the best that we can at what we do.
One of the protocols of the teepee is that the entrance faces east.
And the medicine man, he had his altar at the west. So typically if he wasn't home, he would leave a buffalo skull at the back of his teepee. And if anybody needed a blessing or anything like that, you could just leave tobacco or an offering on that buffalo skull, even if he wasn't home. And he would come when he did get home, or when he was busy, done sleeping or whatever, because he's probably dreaming and doing his medicine work, he could take those off, or he would make prayers for everybody, right? So, but the door would be the east typically. The moon water is really important to us. When we made our teepees for healing, we made this blessing on the ropes with the water. And as Cree people, we're not just spiritual, we're also physical. Everything's in balance. So we're logically doing something, but we're spiritually and culturally doing that in a good way. There was this young man, this little boy. He lived with his grandmother, and his grandmother got really old. And our people were really kind of generous and kind and compassionate. We were thinking people. She thought, I'm going to be a burden to the nation, so I'm not going to follow them anymore. They don't have to wait for me anymore. So just leave me my teepee. That's all I need. And I will stay here, and you can move on without me, and I'll take my last days with my teepee and on the land and the places that I love to be. All our spiritual happenings took place in the teepee after that. White Calf Buffalo woman came to us, gave us the sacred pipe in a teepee. So that's really important. And then we use the sage just like we do today when we use that teepee. So it's not just a place to live and hide out, have a cigarette. Hide from your teacher. It has great meaning to our people, and it's really important that we remember where it came from.
Teepees provide shelter, warmth, and a feeling of connectedness for both the family and community. Sharing our Indigenous culture helps us grow as individuals, and learning about the teepee helps us connect with the ancestors and community.